to holiday. Right now, you can say 50 teeth per grot. That's 200 teeth for a clan of 4 boys.
I'm never letting a meme go to waste when it's as good as this one. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fluffenhammer. Fluffenhammer? Fluffenhammer. Oh God, I've died. I've died and gone to hell. Oh no. Roll the music. I broke. That's not good.
On. No.
Yes, yeah.
Well, nothing beats a jet to holiday to Newark, where you can go and see all the old minis that you've always loved. Right? All it costs is £370, whatever it was.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you would like to know more about bringing out the lead and all the stuff that we get up to, I would say go and listen to the last episode we put out, where me and Andy sat in a very middle-class house and spoke about it all, surrounded by Warhammer Quest.
Yeah, it was a good time. I had fun with it. You know if did the show do well? You know, did it do okay? Did they have feedback?
I haven't had the chance. To kind of get have a look to see how it's been doing. It's the summer holidays. The child takes hold of my brain.
I've not gotten to it yet. It's in my queue, but I had to finish listening to The Lost and the Damned.
So I'm going to say that it's not the 40k Horus Heresy book, but instead an 80s new wave goth band called The Lost and the Damned, which span out from the actual Damned punk band and the lead singer from the Lost Boys. Saxophone man. Sexy saxophone man. Have sax will sex. What's he called?
I've just known him as Saxophone Man, because if you tell anyone Saxophone Man, they know
the guy
from
the guy from Lost Boys, right? That guy.
Yeah.
Was he?
The guy who looked ridiculously like the British Bulldog with a saxophone.
Yeah, I actually thought he was for the longest time, to be honest.
Same here.
Almost distressingly oiled up, that man.
No,
the saxophone player and also the British
the
Bulldog,
concerning part was that wasn't oil. That was just perspiration. He was just a very oily man.
They just sat and oiled.
Do you know why you can't find him anymore? Because BP abducted him and now just milk him.
He was on a gunship song not long ago.
I thought you were going to saw that he was on a gunship, to be fair.
He was on a gunship, just oiled up.
He must be pretty old now, right? Like 50s to 60s, right? All over.
Yeah, he's still touring.
Damn, good for him.
Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, fair play to him.
I want to say his name's Tom Morello.
I thought you were going to say, I want to see his tits.
I've seen them. I've watched Lost
Well,
Boys
you know,
a
it's
lot.
been like 20 years or so. They'll have changed.
Fair enough, actually, yeah. That's a good point. Gravity is a harsh mistress.
20 years and the rest, unfortunately.
Don't get me started. You
started this. You started that whole thing.
If anyone's on the Discord, oh god, I came close to having a fucking breakdown when I realised the. Long story short, I suddenly had the horrible realisation that more time has passed since Batman the Animated Series first aired than there was between Batman 66 and Batman the Animated Series first airing.
Oh, it gets worse. Do you want one? For one that broke me long before this?
Yeah.
We are now far, far past the time where it has been more time since the gap between Star Trek TOS and Star Trek TNG.
All right.
And today.
Sit back. Hold on. We are 10 years past the point that Marty McFly travelled to in Back to the Future 2.
Yep.
This future bullshit needs to stop. I don't like it.
I mean, we're 6 years past Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, all those films that posted dates in the 2020s has been these. I want to say wonderful, but a lot of them really weren't. Visions of
I don't
the
know.
future.
Blade Runner's
And I was
pretty
like,
accurate to today in a lot of ways.
I will take Blade Runner. I will take Blade Runner.
Yeah.
The idea that you can walk down the street, any street, and get noodles is like, I want that. Also, flying cars.
No, I wouldn't trust anyone with a flying car, least of all myself.
The biggest problem with the flying car is that you'd have multi-story traffic jams.
Well, I mean,
that's not good for anyone.
I feel the need to point out the case study for that, the Fifth Element, which I know is your personal bête noire, but
don't
get
started.
It's New York. It's very French, but it's New York. Does have flying cars in traffic.
Was that meant to be New York in that show?
Yeah. When he boards the shuttle, they do a big pan out, and you can see that it's New York. Just the sea level's gone way down. So the island of Manhattan is there. It's actually on top of a cliff. Then the main city is it's spread out in what used to be the harbour.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
It is, but it is a real blinking or miss it moment though. But it is supposed to be New York. Yeah.
Fifth Element is too French.
True.
I'm putting it out there. I know a lot of people go to town for the Fifth Element, but I cannot stand that film, and it's a weird one because I
can understand why. It's one of my personal favourite movies, but I understand why people bounce off it because it is exceptionally French. Why am I getting golf applause?
I don't know.
It sounds like we've both scored. This time
because Jack's in the chat too.
Intellectual hits.
Jack, out of the chat and go watch on Twitch. You sneaky son of a gun. Right, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about some Space Crusade. But first of all, it might as well be a really good idea because George isn't here, unfortunately, tonight. George is spending his evening with H.P. Lovecraft. I wish I was joking, but I'm not. So instead, we roped in Big D, who helps me on the Patreon episodes. Say hello to the grand people, Big D.
Heyo, the negative space let me loose for a little bit. Hi! Help, save me.
Oh, man. I was going to say that. You not only do the Patreon episodes, you also do the Fluff and Busters film reviews and things with Mr. White.
Yeah, not so much film reviews as we just stick a film on and then we yammer something about
I was going to say, that's probably not the right words. It's not film reviews. There's a film on.
And we talk around it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's I've been quite enjoying it. It's a nice way to give people an optional commentary track. If they want to whack a film on and then listen to two pseudo-intellectual idiots have a run at it, then yeah.
That's an unfair way to describe yourself, Mr. White.
But we'd both acknowledge that as a fair and accurate assessment.
I will say the Perrys are smart lads, and you know what you're talking about when it comes to films. So you can stop with all that panky. No, that's the wrong term entirely. You can stop with all that pulling down of your good selves.
Oh,
stop it!
Yeah, let me do that instead.
People. Yes, we just let Andy.
That's true.
Sit you down and tell you what's wrong with you.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's normally why I do the Moonbase 2 stuff with Andy, because it helps me stay humble.
As the Iron Sheik would say, it helps you stay humble. So, as always, as well, there's myself and Mr. Andy, my long-suffering partner in crime and a long trip to work.
I don't know. It felt like a long time since we'd actually spoke. tonight, even though it had only been like 2 weeks or something, which is kind of weird.
Well, it's like, a week and a half. It's only been a week and a half since we got back.
Feels like longer. I don't know why.
It does. It really does. And I keep thinking back.
Like, same.
I wish I was going back regular again. It was...
Honestly, you guys' description of it has made me really keen to try and get to next year's.
You should, because I'd had a really good time. Well, you'll listen to the show that we recorded whilst there, and you'll find out. Yeah. Unfortunately, what that show doesn't entail is the stuff that happened after we did the Sunday night recording, where we played Talisman, and I ended up laughing like I have not laughed in a very, very long time.
That was a good game.
So it's a regular game of Talisman then?
Oh, this was... Long story short, I had a druid, and the druid just wanted to go home to the woods. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to go and live in the woods with his animal friends. But no, every single card he pulled was a trapdoor that dropped him back into the dungeon, into the exact same room with the dungeon. Sometimes he got stuck in the dungeon. Sometimes he managed to get out and would hit another trapdoor and fall back into the dungeon. The one time this didn't happen, a group of harpies kidnapped him and dropped him into a mountain. He then got away from the mountain, managed to beat the bad guy, the Eagle King, and was promptly dropped into the dungeon. He fought his way out with one... It's just... Every follower that he had got murderized. He dropped all of his loot. He got out. First thing that happened to him on his final victory lap of getting away from the dungeon. This is 3 hours into the game, I might add. Getting away from the dungeon and towards these woods that he so wished to live in. He was turned into a toad and instantly eaten by a dog.
The weakest enemy in the game.
Yeah, strength 1. Boom. And
the thing is...
Andy says under his breath, "Oh no!" and I broke, and oh my god! I wish there was some kind of recording of just how much I'd lost the plot and just broke. Giggling.
I was going to say, you two playing Talisman sounds like it needed to have some sort of camera going. To be fair.
I mean, maybe that's something to do for next year's. Bring out
maybe
we'll bring some equipment, record ourselves playing Talisman.
That could work.
Mm-hmm.
Talisman or Warhammer Quest could be hilarious either way.
Oh man, running that Warhammer Quest on the Sunday was like one of the highlights.
You got into it. You enjoying it.
Oh yes, absolutely getting into that and having the little kid turn up as the emotional support knight who just murdered his way. So basically, the idea was it was a drop-in, drop-out game. Nobody dropped out though, and this little kid came in, and his dad was trying to get him to go, but he's like, "No, I want to see this." It's like, look, if he wants to take part in 2 turns, he's more than welcome to. So he picked the knight, walked. Everyone's in the room, they're fighting Skaven. This knight just saunters in, stabs a Skaven through the chest, beheads another one, murders his way through the room, and then leaves out the other door. And it was just like, oh no, he's an emotional support knight. He's like the Terminator. It's killed half the Skaven in the room.
I mean, the Bretonnian Knight is one of... A lot of people kind of can get a bit sniffy about him because... slightly goofy pose, but honestly, if you take time to look at his details, he's kind of based. I mean, he has some of the funniest reactions in the game, like the old quest on the village table. Mm-hmm. He's the only character who, because there's an event where your heroes can roll on the chart in village to see what happens, and one of those is you get asked to slay a monster, and they give you this ludicrous description and a really nasty concoction to coat yourself in to go and hunt it. You go and hunt it, and then you come back and everyone's laughing at you because they sent you on a wild goose chase. Not if you're the questing knight. They go out, they bring the bloody thing back with them. It's the only character that does that, and it is hilarious because it also gets some of the best loot in the game for doing it.
I think you didn't have the rules for the questing night though, did you? I think you made him run the Slayer, right? Yeah,
Troll Slayer. Yeah, I just gave him the Troll Slayer card with the knight miniature.
I mean, that works as well. The Troll Slayer is just
murderous. Yeah, it was fun though because I only brought 2 of my boxes of Warhammer Quest, not all 3. So there were a couple of things missing. I have now found my event card.
Hey!
By the way, so there is 1.2.2 Warhammer Quests in a metal box. Yes, sir.
I'm guessing you found all of the DLC characters as well, right? With the cards and tokens and all that jazz.
Yes, yeah. Well, most of them. I've got a couple of things I need to find, or I need to find on eBay. There's a couple of bits missing which I didn't realise were missing.
I mean, if I can make it, I have a box with all the all the heroes that are released in shops. I have all the books, all the tokens. I have most of the minis as well, to be fair.
You should give your spare ones to Gruff.
Swappy.
I didn't say they were spare.
I didn't see you had a choice.
Yeah. Walks into the B&B, gets hit in the head by a copy of Soulbound, wakes up. Where are my minis gone? Why have I got a copy of Soulbound?
Why am I like twisted into a knot?
What we call fair trade. Gruff doesn't want Soulbound, but he doesn't want Warhammer Quest stuff.
It's true. It's damn true. So, let's quickly get into what we've been doing. I've kind of got into what I've been doing, which has been mostly looking at Warhammer Quest and going through all of my 3 boxes of Warhammer Quest stuff in order to see how much Warhammer Quest stuff I actually can Warhammer Quest.
Have you bought Lair of the Orc Lord?
I have not. I've got a list of things which I will start making eBay
Very
searches
cheap.
for, and then they'll tell me if they come up.
I stopped looking for the quests for the Warhammer Quest expansions because
Especially complete. Very cheap.
But there's ways and means of getting around that though, which I'll probably end up doing. So it's all good. It's all good. But what I have been doing is been working on my birthday present, which is a Rizzic Scour, who I have really enjoyed working on. I need to get a decent silver onto his shoulder pads, and it's a bit difficult to see.
You need like a little handy torch to blaze him with.
The pics you put in the Discord did make him look exceptionally lovely.
Hang on a second.
For a horrific rat man personification of evil.
Oh, Sinister Gruff! The evil one!
Yeah, that ain't working for shit. So yeah, I've been working on Rizzic Scour. I've added extra rats to his base. Been working on texture in his base. He is huge and I love him. And he is my capstone to my Skaven army, which brings my Skaven army now up to 3,000.
Oh, did you find rats? Because your plan was to just like fill his base with lots of tiny rats. Did you find an equivalent or something?
I found a plastic bag in
Oh, you already had the
rat.
rat. Nice.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't see him when I first looked, but the second time around, it's like, oh, here we go. That's what I want. But the other thing I've been working on, just because I've now finished my Skaven, a Skaven Tower, which has taken up so far 60 coffee stirrers.
God damn.
I still have the back to do.
Now, will any coffee shop let you in at this point? Didn't you say that they'd put your picture up and with a warning?
I'm fairly sure I can find a coffee shop that won't pay too much attention to me sneaky and just grabbing handfuls of coffee stirrers. He says. And the only other things I've really done since we got back from Bring Out Your Lead has been paint up the free minis that I got there, which was the Leech, which is a kind of 90s Necromunda version of a Urgul from Blackstone Fortress. He is really cool. Really enjoyed painting him up. And I got a frog, a Slan priest with a parrot on his shoulder from the Lead and Steel guys from Sheffield, which he was such a joy to paint up. Absolute joy. I would love to go to Lead and Steel.
What is Lead and Steel? Is that an event?
Yeah, so Lead and Steel is just basically same kind of thing as Bring Out Your Lead, only not free. You turn up and play games. There's just loads of tables, and people will book the tables.
Do they have stalls, or is it just play games?
I think it's just play games, but I'm not 100% sure.
Whereabouts is it?
Sheffield.
Ah, okay.
Which answers the question Andy had when we were driving back from Newark.
Why would anyone go to Sheffield, I think I said. Apparently that's the reason you go to Sheffield.
Lead and Steel. No, that's a good reason.
They should invite you as a special guest. Special guest Gruff from the Fluffenhammer. Come and get your autographs.
Hello. I'm internet famous now.
Have a photo with famous Grufflock. He's been on the internet for decades.
It's too long. Far too long. You think it'd be better at this than I am? Oh, Andy, so what have you been up to then?
Well, I did the Bring Out Your Lead like you did. Got back home, and then I decided to start painting up stuff. I painted up the stuff that you gave me, because you had doubles from your Talisman 3rd edition set. You had the double of the Shaman, the Druid, the Beastman, and the Chaos Warrior, and the Egyptian Pharaoh Priest dude, whatever he's called.
Yeah, the Bright Wizard.
Is he a Bright Wizard? I thought he had a different name.
He's a light wizard.
That guy. So I painted up all of them apart from the light wizard as of yet. I've kind of slopped on the basic colours for him, but I haven't finished him. I got those painted, and I also painted up, finally finished off the commander for the Devastator squad for my Blood Angels, my 2nd edition one, and also finished off the Metal 2nd edition Terminators like yesterday or today. So I got those done as well. Oh, and I got Space Crusade in the post today. That was another thing.
just casually. Oh
yeah, one that's pretty complete as well. And by complete, I mean has most of all of the expansions in it as well. So that was kind of nice.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's a hell of a fun.
Yeah, it was expensive, but it was kind of worth it for the price I threw down on it. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean the amount that you spent now would be less than what you would have paid if you bought it all separately.
That's kind of why I threw the money down that I did on it, because I was like, it's probably saving money in theory, hopefully in the future.
No, absolutely. So I look forward to you learning the rules.
Yeah, definitely. At the moment, while I'm kind of trying to manage the stream, I am like just picking up the Blood Angels and just rubbing off the mold lines on the models at the moment, because they are mold liney, baby. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they were a bit, unfortunately.
It's just that era. The era of these models are always kind of mold liney, so it's not a bad idea to go at them.
Oh, for me, whilst you guys are at Boyle, I believe I went into the local GW for the Captain Centos event.
Oh yes, I have the coin.
Yeah, I got the coin. Actually, no, I didn't get the coin. I got the pin badge because my store just gave them out to people. It is weird. Cool. Some stores you had to do the events. Others it was tied to a purchase. Others it was just, have you turned up? Yeah, I have a pin badge. My store they did have a cap of 1 per customer, which is fair enough. Yes. There were like 40 on the table at 10 o'clock in the morning. By 1:30, they were all gone. Which is...
Ooh, wow.
Yep. It was popular then.
Oh, yes. In fairness, it's actually a really nice mini to build. I've done mine as... did a little bit like kit bashing, because I'm incapable of not kit bashing stuff, as people will be aware if you listen to me ramble about stuff. So I've made him into a member for Deathwatch. I figure... Nice. When that new kill team comes out, he shall be their leader. And I do like his bolt rifle is funky because it's shorter than the standard bolt rifles of intercessors.
Okay.
It feels. It probably also helps. It has the stock, attached to it and extended. But it just feels more like a better balance of what they're going for with the bolt rifle. So longer than the old bolter, but not. I've always felt the bolt rifles were a little OTT in how long they were. Even more so when you get to the heavy bolt rifles. But this is nice. Didn't give him the banner. I gave him the backpack from the Company Heroes captain instead. Otherwise, had a Shrike turn up in the post, Captain Shrike. And I've been
the old one?
No, the current one, the plastic one.
Oh, okay.
I actually have the original one because
This does not surprise me.
Well, it's actually the only part of my Raven Guard army that I was doing when I pieced out of the hobby in 2010. It's the only part of the army that's not painted. The Shrike.
Okay.
I have a tactical squad, an assault squad, all with beakies, which was really hard to do at the time. 4-jeweled Raven Guard Dreadnought, the old Castafarum version.
Ooh.
Land Raider Typhoon, Land Speeder Typhoon. And yeah, they were all done.
What's the Land Speeder
It was just
Typhoon?
Shrike
Which one's
style.
that?
The Typhoon is one with the missile
Oh,
pods.
okay, it's just the Land Speeder with a missile pod on it, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's got two launchers on
Oh,
arms
okay.
outside.
Like, kind of like the alien drop
Yeah.
pod ship. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much
I
how
like
it
the way
looks.
you said that, Andy. It's just got a missile pod on it, as if it has this one missile. It's like, we've spent many, many years working out this new variation of the Land Speeder. Really? What have you done to it? Have you given it extra power, more speed? We've added one missile
It's a
launcher.
big one. You only need one if it's big enough.
I mean, that's all Call did. Let's be honest.
No, that's Arkan Land, man. That's what Arkan Land used to get up to. It's like, now I've done two things. I've once created this small monkey that speaks just like a monkey. Meow. See? Exactly like a monkey sounded, possibly. And I've also taken all of these STCs, not a sexually transmitted disease, and added more weapons to them. I'm Arkan Land, bitches. Goodbye.
Yeah. I love that his personal Land Raider is the only one that hovers, or was the only one that hovered.
I just Arkan Land. Arkan Land's just a big old prick. I love him to bits.
He is. But yeah, I've been doing that. I dug out some Reaver bodies, so I've been building Shrikes on Vanguard veterans, which has meant today I've dropped best part of 40 quid on 3D printed parts, because I'm sure I could probably do that cheaper somehow, but I'm not sure. Lightning claws, heads, back, jump packs, whole shebang. They're going to look very pretty.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Yeah. That's me.
So, the conversation topic tonight, Space Crusade. Do you remember? And we're just going to kind of do a loose retrospective. I'm going to go through a little bit of the history that I've written down, and we'll kind of like talk about what we remember from it, what we think about it.
Yeah, you heard.
Hey there, my name's Adam. I've been podcasting now for close to 20 years, and I still cannot help myself but malapropism as best I can. I will absolutely ruin any word that you give me, and it is a long-running problem that I can't seem to get rid of. I'm sorry. So, should we get started on Space Crusade?
Yeah.
We probably should.
So, released back in 1990 alongside Heroquest, Space Crusade was an adventure board game produced by Milton Bradley in conjunction with Games Workshop. It came out in the UK first and was swiftly followed by Finland, Ireland, France, Spain, Denmark, Australia, Helios, and New Zealand.
What was it called in Finland?
In Germany, it was called Space Crusade. In Germany, Italy, Belgium, and Netherlands, however, it was known as StarQuest. Which is a
Was it called StarQuest with an exclamation mark in Germany? Damn.
No. Although, Eckenine! What did you say?
That sounds like a low-budget sci-fi film starring David Hasselhoff.
No, that's a that's Kevin Sorbo in his space search to find God. So yes, it came out in 1990. Uses in the same way that HeroQuest kind of took the base ideas of what Warhammer Fantasy was and boiled it right down to the simplest game it could make. Space Crusade kind of does that with Space Hulk, but also it's not as simple as HeroQuest. It's a bit more complicated than HeroQuest was. Artwork was usually done by Stephen Baker, other than the cover, which was done by Jim Burns, and later editions had a cover by one David Skewy, who I can find no information
Why did they change
on.
the cover? Because the other cover's not as good, in my opinion.
From what I can understand from reading up on it, it was just that they had basically a new edition without saying it was a new edition. It was the same, everything inside the same. It was just a new reprinting of the game.
I heard rumors that it was because they thought the first edition was too violent or scary, which is weird because I don't see that. Like when I look at, because I've got the first edition version of the box and it doesn't seem violent or scary. I look at the Chaos Android who just looks a little bit confused, like, oh, who are these guys coming in here?
No, I don't think I was too violent or scary.
Thought so. To be honest, but then again, parents, they could have said so.
Yeah.
Said so.
The funny thing is, I can't remember which version of this I owned. I think I owned the second version in that case, because I know I didn't buy it till like 92.
Yeah, 93 was the second, the second printing, so to speak.
Later.
Well, that's not the only strange thing that happened for the German version. So,
go on.
Buckle in. This is going to get interesting. So, the aliens are chaos robots. The robot is not killed; it is merely removed from this dimension.
Oh no! It's one of these games.
Yeah. And things like the assault cannon gets, even though it's obviously a machine gun, it gets called the zero time gun. And effects explained as time bubbles slowing down the enemy.
So they tried to make it way less. So maybe I am right. Maybe they were trying to make the front cover less quote-unquote violent.
Well, the reason for that is all to do with how German censorship laws worked at the time.
Yeah.
Germany had incredibly strict laws on censorship that were... for obvious reasons in the 80s going into the 90s. Well, from the 60s, 70s, 80s into the 90s. There's a lot of things that were going on that got massively cut down. Entire films never got shown in Germany.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy to think that so much stuff was just completely bypassed.
Understandable, though.
Yeah. So, you guys, did you guys play Space Crusade when you were younger?
No, I didn't. I knew nothing about it until, like, I guess talking with you about HeroQuest, and then finding out that there was a Space Crusade after the fact. I had no idea. I don't even remember seeing the advert on TV. I think I remember seeing, like, the HeroQuest one, but I didn't see the Battlemasters one either. Yep. I'm sure I never saw that on TV.
Weird. I mean, the Battlemasters one wasn't around for...
No, I think that one was probably in and out, like, within a couple of years or less, right?
Yeah. See, I know I didn't see any of the TV ads because I was bought HeroQuest when we were living in Hong Kong from the Toys R Us. And then I kind of picked up the expansions whenever we came back from the Woolies near to my grandparents.
Always Woolworths.
Yep.
Always Woolworths.
It was a great
and
shop.
And then when we moved back was when I think I was going through an index catalog.
Oh man, index.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're speaking my language. Yep.
I'm pretty sure I bought my copy of Space Crusade myself using some birthday money.
The index catalog or the Argos catalog used to be a young boy's best friend back in the day.
Oh, did you guys fill in the cardboard tickets in the middle of the stuff that you wanted?
No, but I just would look at it. I would look through the Argos and the index catalog for ages and just go, wow, I'd like this for Christmas. I'd like this for Christmas. I'd like this for Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this is. I've never heard of this, but it looks cool.
I still remember the disappointment of trying to buy Scorponok or the Cobra Twins from Argos. Because I went in trying to buy both. They said they're both in stock. When I put my ticket in, both had mysteriously disappeared. No. I was most disappointed.
I have to point out that Hydration King Jack did put Guten Quest into the chat, and that's proper chuckled me. It's Guten Quest. I'm not letting that one slip by. That's too good.
That's good. But yes, Space Crusade was... Because I enjoyed Heroquest. I had all but, I think, the last expansion, Yoga.
How many did you have in total?
Against the Ogre Horde.
Heroquest, I mean. 4. Okay.
Yeah.
4, not including the Dungeon Adventure Design Kit, which was an expansion but didn't come with any miniatures. It just came with blank books and stickers for you to create your own dungeons with.
I might have actually had that. I can't remember, to be fair. But I did enjoy that part of it.
Had or have?
Yeah.
But Space...
Okay.
Had. I know I have bits of HeroQuest left, because I keep finding like the plastic bits of some scenery knocking around. Space Crusade is actually the more important game though for me, because it's what got me into this hobby.
Oh, really?
Okay.
It's because of Space Crusade that, well, one, I bought both the expansions as soon as I saw them. Aldor Attack from a Toys R Us, Dreadnought, Mission Dreadnought, I can't remember. Actually, no, Mission Dreadnought I bought in Toys R Us as well. But when I was getting into...
No, it was Mission Dreadnought, then Eldar Attack.
Mission Dreadnought, then Eldar Attack. But I was lent a copy of White Dwarf from someone in school, and they lent it to me because it had stuff for Space Crusade in it. It had Scouts and Terminators.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what led me into Games Workshop for the first time, to buy some Scouts and some Terminators.
Do you still have that original edition of White Dwarf that you had or saw? Or have you rebought that specific issue?
I did. I did buy all the issues of White Dwarf that had anything for HeroQuest or Space Crusade in. I know I have them somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure.
I was thinking because, like, you should probably... I think everybody should probably have their first White Dwarf that they remember owning, because I think that would be quite...
Oh, yeah.
You know, as a collector, like, person in the hobby, that's quite fun thing to have. Be like, oh, yeah, I remember this.
It wasn't the first White Dwarf I bought, though. The first White Dwarf I bought, I think, was one with the cover from the High Alpha Army book.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
From before 4th edition launched.
Mm-hmm.
When they put the rules for Tyrion and Teclis in there with their lore.
Yep.
That was the first issue I actually owned, and then I went and bought as many back issues as I could, basically. Anything related to this, I got into. I mean, the reason I don't actually have Space Crusade anymore is because I used the minis for my first army. They became Blood Angels.
Yep. Oh no. There were poor yellow boys and blue boys just painted up red. You're going to be red now.
Oh, it gets worse, because I didn't know anything about spray primer at that point, so they were all hand painted in white and then painted with red over the top. And let me tell you, they were crusty boys who had to paint up one of them. If I was given up a chance to try and repaint some Space Shade minis, I'd probably leap at it, because I think, even with my atrophied skills, I probably do a much better job nowadays.
Well, now I think what you're saying there is that you and Andy need to go in half, so Andy can get the stuff that he wants for his unfinished Space Crusade, and you get the stuff that you want.
I don't remember hearing myself say
I do. That sounds familiar. Sounds pretty close. Well, but you might not know this, Gruff, but me and Big D have been chatting in like private DMs and stuff, and he's told me that he wanted to get a copy of Advanced Space Crusade, and I've been sending him licks. Oh. Do you remember that, Big D?
Well,
and I said, you'd know if I won the lottery, because I'd suddenly post a picture of it. Guess what? I didn't post a picture.
I don't remember that part of the conversation. I think you're making that up.
What I'm hearing is that for Christmas, everyone should get together and buy me Tyranid Attack. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, there's one copy on eBay for 400.
Is it only the one? At least in the UK, I'm sure there's one in America. But yeah, I think it's weird that it's easier to find Advanced Space Crusade than it is Tyranid Attack, when effectively they have the exact same stuff in the box, basically.
I mean, I think Advanced Space Crusade was on sale for longer than Tyranid Attack was.
Well, one was Milton...
Which is really weird to think about.
97 that Space Crusade's no longer.
Well, one's
on the
Milton
shelves.
Bradley. Isn't Tyranid Attack Games Workshop? Is that how that works?
Yeah. And that would have existed for a year at most.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that was just a license thing to make sure that the minis were still clearly GWs, because there was some advanced tooling in that set, to be fair.
For the Warriors, at least, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even the Scouts weren't bad.
They were used for quite a few other games as well, weren't they? Some weird ones like Ultramarine, which I'd never heard of, and then looked up and went, "What the fuck is this? What a lame-looking game!"
Those weird one and done boxes. They got use out of the plastic.
You know what those are? Those are the ones you get from Books and Borders now. Those are the games that are like the equivalent of today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultramarine was the one that used the Tyranid, the Advanced Space Crusade Tyranid inside, wasn't it?
No, Ultramarines was... It used the Scouts, because I looked at the things, and then it didn't use anything really for enemy cards. It was just basically a big flat grid thing, or something like that. It didn't have anything from Tyranid Attack in there, apart from the Scouts.
Okay.
It's a weird set. You look at the images from it, it's just like, what? This is a game? Why? Doesn't look like anything.
Yeah. I mean, they do that with a lot of the box games, especially
Oh, yeah, by today's standards, yeah.
But there's... I think there's only really been two recently where they've given you an opposing faction set of minis, and that's for Dark Tide and Space Marine 2 ones. And all the others, you just get Space Marines.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you're told what's happening. And it's like, well, but we like having bad guys. Come on,
You're
guys.
gonna have to buy them, baby.
Yeah. Just kind of
it's using a Space Hulk as the...
Was that what it was? Like first edition
Yeah.
Space Hulk, though, right?
Yeah. That is...
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at it, I'm getting faint memories of it. It's one of the Woolworths games, because it's got the hit-miss boxes inside the upper lid of the box.
It was all you had: Space Fleet, Mighty Empires, Ultramarine, Crunch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not Blood Bowl, right? Yeah, Crunch.
Yes,
Yeah.
Blood Bowl's a better name.
My
That's it.
God.
Those Scouts, though, were great just because it introduced me to the concept of Hellfire shells. And the description of what they did was... Oh.
That is so cool.
What's that?
No, I'm just looking at the Ultramarines game. Yeah, cool. The moment I looked at it, it started bringing up a load of memories. It's like, oh, no, I do know what this is. Oh, God,
Yeah.
Do not start having a look at these on eBay. That's a really bad idea.
Yeah, that's a really
You know what the
bad
problem
idea.
is? You search Ultramarines on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, Jesus, good luck.
Yes, but that is taking your life.
I mean,
into your
you'll
own hands,
find
that.
Ultramarines, but you won't find the thing unless maybe like Board Game will lower it down. But I think even then, it's going to be a pain in the ass to go through eBay with that kind of search. Unfortunately,
I mean, you're probably more likely to come across that game with Lieutenant Titus in. To be fair,
yeah, but yeah, that's a good point.
would be mine. Yeah.
Yeah, no, man's right there, like.
Has my prophecy borne out?
Who designed Space
the other
Crusade, though?
interesting-
Who was the guy that did it? He did the same.
Exactly what I was about to just say. The other interesting thing that I was going to say was it was designed by Stephen Baker. Now, Stephen Baker, I mean, he's done some
What's he-
stuff. He did Heroquest, he did Space Crusade, he did a load of the one-and-done games for Games
Did he do
Workshop.
Battlemaster? Or was that somebody else?
No, that was Stephen Baker as well. But most importantly, he's the guy behind Havoc.
Which one's Havoc?
The Bluebird game. That's not 40k, that was done mostly with the 2000 AD artists. And it is genuinely my life's ambition to try and find people who worked on that game to talk to.
Oh, yeah, right. Havoc's the game you were talking about to me over Boyle, wasn't it? Yes.
Yes.
The one where you have unwittingly become seemingly the world's greatest authority on.
Yeah.
Which is great news for Havoc project guys, because they know where to find you. Literally.
Well, yeah, I talk to them quite regularly. I'm not doing something for them in the background on shush. One of the funniest things is I can't search for anything to do with Havoc now, because if I do, all that comes up is the stuff I've already done. Well, it's on me, I guess. But Stephen Baker's done loads. He was with Games Workshop for a very long time.
It's kind of a shame they haven't brought him back, because I think, board games really aren't a thing now, I suppose, are they? But it'd be nice if they could bring him back to make introduction games for kids, because maybe GW doesn't need to make games exactly like MB, but having games that are similar in idea and complexity to MB would be a better entry point for kids than be like, oh, hey, kids, do you want to buy this £300 box set?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just looking now at a picture of a full game of Space Crusade in action. Full board, control panels, excuse me, whole shebang, and I'm getting big nostalgic memories, because that board was fantastic. And in fact, it was intended to be done as a square board out of 4 square tiles with the cross-section of the doors, but you could do so much more than that.
I mean, they did with the expansions, because they did add extra squares and a couple of corridor things as well.
Mm-hmm. It's great fun. I mean, the only game that's really done anything similar to that I can think of late was the revamp Modiphius did for Mutant Chronicles Siege of the Citadel.
I would like to point out as well, Andy, just because you said before about board games not being a thing, board games are very much a thing.
Not with kids, though.
Board games are. All right, that's a fair
Children
point,
just play video games most. I don't have kids and I don't know kids, but from what my perception of the children, the youth, that's it. They don't really do toys to a huge degree, not to what we did, and they definitely don't do board games. When was the last time you saw a really interesting board game advert on TV?
Yeah, something that isn't Stranger Things. But
the closest equivalent is Don't Wake Dad, that kind of game. Something with bite to it, Atmosphere or Nightmare, stuff like that. And I don't obviously just mean a DVD game, which is what arguably they were.
I mean, I was somewhat, what's the word? Joyed last Christmas when I was doing my Crimbo shopping. I popped into Smith's, had a look at their board games, and not only did they have some really good deals going for board games across the board and a decent selection of more adult-oriented board games, stuff that you would expect to find in a good quality board game store, but also amongst the stuff aimed at children and families, they had stuff like what was that one where you're all going around a haunted house, Ghosts and Ghoulies, something like that?
Familiar.
Had some glow in the dark stuff to it.
Yeah. The ghosts were all glow in the dark.
Yeah, it was rebranded. It had still clearly the same game. I think it might have had a Scooby-Doo license on top of it, but that's actually still one. It was a pretty good game for its time. Still is, and it's actually got an appropriate license attached to it for the fee, and it's still going. Which I was like, I bought a copy.
Cool.
For my niece and nephew. I bought them a couple of board games.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I was trying to get away from being a Transformers guy. So that's what I was buying. That's what I was buying most of the time.
More than just Transformers, children. I have other issues too.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to
they've
RPG.
They've seen the negative space. They understand my issues.
They've seen the mansion that you have to live in.
I'm given talkings to about not having enough space and why can't I see the other side of my room from an 8 and a 10-year-old. When they tell you your life's not together, that hurts.
Damn, children.
You wounded me to the quick.
They're savage.
Yeah, kids don't care.
Love them, but man, brutal.
I think one of the things I really wanted to discuss tonight is Space Crusade was one of those games for me that I played quite a lot at the Games Club, never actually owned my own copy, and we had a great time with it, always had a great time with it. However, on my PC, I did have the Space Crusade computer game.
Yeah,
it is one of the strangest computer game adaptations of anything that I've ever seen.
It's one that I always meant to pick up, but I never did.
I will sort you out. Because honestly, it is absolutely worth having a go at. Mostly because of how much it's not Space Crusade.
What would you say it is then?
It is. I mean, the game itself is pretty much XCOM, is how it runs, right? But a lot of the stuff that's inside the game has had name changes. So Gene Stealers aren't in the game, right? What you get instead is these weird alien creatures with poppy pop hands called Soul Suckers.
No.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, the Soul Suckers.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said something else for a second there.
No, I'm afraid not. I do apologise. You can't go into the vast inclines of a Space Hulk just to get your willy blown.
I don't know.
Blown off, yes, but that's about it. So you had loads of stuff like that. But the game managed to get the atmosphere of Space Crusade down to an absolute T. It is a joy to listen to and to play and to look at. If you ever get the chance, go on YouTube, find yourself some of the Let's Plays, because good God, they're so wonderfully nice.
Do you know any reasons to why things were changed, like Gene Stealers with the Soul Suckers?
I haven't got a clue. I mean, the obvious answer to that would be, for whatever reason, Games Workshop didn't want their side of the license being used to make a video game. But the Space Marines are all there, and they all have chapter names and symbols. It's really weird.
I wonder if they might have gotten a bit of cold feet about the more obvious inspiration for the Gene Stealers.
Possibly. I don't know.
They've never had any shame about it before, right?
No, but they've never really taken it. It's never really been in a video game before.
I suppose, yeah.
But not like that. No.
Yeah.
Would that have been their first appearance in a video game if that was the case?
Yeah, it would have predated Space Hulk, so yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I just found that the Internet Archive, those top folks, have Space Crusade on there.
And if you go into the Fluffenhammer.com and search for Space Crusade, you'll find that I've embedded Space Crusade into the website, so you can play it there.
Even better. all 2.3 megabytes of it.
Yep. It's nothing.
Yeah. It's one of the best. I'm reminded that Syndicate, as in the entirety of Syndicate and its expansion, is like a meg. It's ridiculous how small that game is by modern standards, for how much game there is.
So you've both played Space Crusade, right? What do you think of the system, the game system, especially compared to Heroquest? Because it did come after Heroquest, and it had to be altered to be obviously different because, they've got guns. So you got to figure out how to make the system work with range combat in mind versus one character using range,
Yeah.
I mean, I always really liked how they came up with the idea of light weapons dice and heavy weapons dice. the way that translated into the game was it's obvious initially, but then you stop and think about it. It's like, oh, well, yeah, that's a great way to do it. You have 2 types of weapon, you have 2 sets of dice, and then that gives you options then for possibilities for if you eventually want to have other types of weapons. You can mix up the sorts of dice you're rolling together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so much fun, man. I mean, trying to decide what to give your commander. Does he have a power axe and a bolt pistol? Or does he have a
sword, power fist?
Yep, sword and power glove. Or does he have a heavy bolter? Because apparently only the commander can carry a heavy bolter. Sorry, lads.
Is that the one that looked more like a shotgun?
And then
because there are a couple of weapons I look at and I'm like, I don't know what you are.
I think a little bit, yeah. It's a weird one, heavy bolter, because it's still very much the Rogue Trader design.
Yeah,
for heavy
the missile launcher is the
right.
Rogue Trader missile launcher, which if you ask most people what it looked like, I don't think they'd guess it would be a missile launcher.
I love the Space Crusade missile launcher. It's why I made a point of buying up some of the Proteus missile launchers from the Heresy range, because an underslung missile launcher with magazines sticking out the top.
And it's just a giant magazine. It's just a big magazine. Yep. It's like, what the fuck? It's an interesting design.
And look at how many barrels that launcher has.
You fire everything in one go. You fire once and you need to change the clip, basically.
I always like to think that the super crack missile is just you fire the top front of the gun and then have to stick a new front to it.
It does look like a giant bullet, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the assault cannon. Good old assault cannon.
Yeah, I've noticed that the assault cannon has like it's a Gatling gun, but it's got like 2 little pointy out bits at the top and the bottom, so I guess it shoots twice as it goes round?
Yeah, I think the idea is that most Gatling gun miniguns, as we think of them, fire. They're multiple barrels, but they rotate and they fire in sequence as they rotate. So they all go through a single main exit tube, effectively. I think the idea of the assault cannon was someone designed it and thought, how do we make this more sci-fi? Let's give it 2 barrels, one at the top, one at the bottom, so twice 5.
Two's better than 1.
Which is like that's great, but that's not how a Gatling gun works.
Maybe it's the future.
Guys.
That's what it has to.
Yeah, it's sci-fi nonsense. It's not even the most egregious weapon we'll have seen at this point.
No,
let's be honest.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But so, would you say, Big D, did you think it was a better game system than Heroquest? Or do you think it's about the same, or which did you prefer?
I thought so. The fact that Space Crusade it was tiles instead of a board. They were big tiles, but still tiles. That gave you it made the games the missions felt fresher each time you did. You weren't just resetting the same board, just with a slight different layout. You could do more things. It made it feel more like each environment was slightly different, even though they really weren't that different. It gave you the illusion of it, and the fact that you did have that mix of ranged and close combat coming into play was quite nice as well. But it gave it's that tenseness that does so well in Space Hulk. You've got to try and gun down the enemy before he gets too close, because that's where they can really mess you up.
What about you, Gruff? Which did you prefer?
It's a more complicated game, which is a good thing. I will always prefer Heroquest simplicity to Space Crusade. However, if you are playing as the evil player, so to speak, you have so much more to do as an evil player than you had as the evil wizard player in Heroquest. You've got more chance to lay traps and things. You know, it's rather than just putting out things on the board and attacking. You have more things to be able to play around. Is that due to
the blip system as well? Because it kind of works a little bit like... I guess it's got that random factor as well, if you're the games master, because you can flip over a thing and there'd be nothing because I haven't read the rules yet. Is it like Space Hulk, where the games master knows what's under the blip? Or do they never know what's under the blip either?
I seem to remember there's a little symbol on them that told you what was under the blip.
I think there was a way for the... I'm just trying to remember now. I'm sure there was a way for the alien player to...
Because I remember, obviously, in Space Hulk, you knew what was there. You were just kind of throwing them out and being like, this is a bait or it's not a bait. I wondered if that was carried over, if it was more a random thing for the alien player where they didn't know. They were like, shit, there's nothing here.
I'm sure that the blips, once you turn them over, it had.
No, it does. I just wondered if the alien player knew beforehand what was on them. You looked at it and went, okay, I'll put that one down and it'll be fine.
Good question. I don't remember. I'm somewhere in the back of my head. I'm sure that it was a choice that you made as the game master.
So you could do it, or you could decide to have it as a surprise. Okay.
Yeah. But there's a part of my brain that is telling me that it was often a choice that you made. You chose what went down.
I think I'm sure there are ways for you to kind of fake out the Marine players, because you could put something down and make them think that it was something cheap you just thrown away, and it's like, oh no, actually it's a bunch of Space Marines. Tell Space Marine, they're gonna mess your shit up. And oh look, there's a general just behind you. Sorry, thanks for playing. Although I am just looking at the rules.
The Chaos Space Marines are the best Chaos Space Marines.
They did have a great one. Yeah, they got the idea of basically wearing a HR Geiger suit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what the art was, or the artist was. It reminds me of let me draw this in your mind easel. Okay, so the background is grey. Foreground is a single Chaos Space Marine in red, pointing his gun downwards. Mm-hmm. Do you know the one I mean, Gruff? That's the kind of design I think they were going for that Chaos Space Marine. I don't know what the design is, but it looked like that. You know what it was called, or where that was that image, so people will know?
Was that not one of the Epic expansions?
Could be.
I don't know.
The one that gave you all the Chaos War engines, perhaps.
Let's say yes, because no one here knows. No one knows for sure, so yes.
I'm sure I know the same one. But it was a design of Chaos Space Marine that was it owed a little bit more to the design of the Chaos Warriors, especially the ones from Heroquest, in how it was interpreted. So you had that for more Thousand Sun style visor set up, and the split in the face.
Almost more organic.
But then all the design,
like they fused with the armor.
Yeah, they then took it so it's much more. Yeah, they leaned into the organic-y side. It's weird because none of the artwork in the book really replicates the minis properly, because there's a great shot of the Chaos Space Marine on page 15.
Which book?
And he's having a grand old of the
okay.
book.
I'll grab it.
And he's having a grand old time, but he doesn't exactly resemble the miniature Quigs 1-to-1.
Which page did you say? 15?
Yeah.
10, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, the one that has the weird smile and the face on his shoulder pad. Yeah, that's a really interesting, very bizarre-looking Chaos Space Marine.
He's loving life. He's enjoying.
I would say that's 100% a Rogue Trader design looking Chaos Space Marine.
Oh hell yeah!
Though if you told me this was a Chaos Space Marine Tyranid hybrid unit, I would believe you.
Oh, absolutely.
Just because it has you see the bit on like the forearm and the pointy bit of the shoulder with the kind of segmented design, and the horns have that segmented design on it as well. That makes me think like the back of the Gene Stealer design.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm feeling hybrid.
There is something I've only just now realised looking at the rules for the plasma gun. That's not a plasma gun. It's a goddamn flamer. They just couldn't put a flamethrower into a game aimed for kids, but the rules for it are a fucking flamethrower.
Gotta bring up the plasma gun. Take aim. Let them come on. Fire. Rigby hits. Gun, watch your scanner. That's what it says.
Oh, and in fact, the plasma gun doesn't even look like a plasma gun. It looks, even for the time, it's clearly a flamer.
Yeah, I'm looking at it in my hand at the moment, and it does look a little bit like an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
What's the gun that it almost looks like a Necron weapon? It's got a little pointy bit coming out. Is it? Oh, maybe it's on the card here. What is it?
That might be the heavy bolter.
It is? No.
Does it have a magazine towards the front?
No, it's not the heavy bolter, because the heavy bolter has the slight curve, the nub.
Oh! Conversion beamer. They added conversion beamers in Dreadnought.
The what beam?
The conversion
Oh,
beam.
to make people religious.
I mean...
Just no reaction from Gruff, unless he's died. I just looked up and he's just got that dead-eyed face. I was like, it wasn't that bad of a joke. Jesus.
No, it converts matter into energy.
Okay.
And there's still a thing in the game.
That's
the idea
a Necron
is that
gun.
the further away you are...
That's 100% a Necron gun.
The further away you are from the target, the more powerful it gets.
Oh, okay. So it's a super range, long range.
No, close range. So at close range, they're I mean, the further away you are, the strength goes up, the AP goes up. Yeah, it's always been a funky weapon. I was quite surprised when they did bring it back, because it was gone for about 20 years. So it's
like the idea of it is kind of like a sniper rifle, almost. In terms of, like, you want to be far away, and it's better. Like, sniper rifle should be dog shit up close, because, like, have you tried playing an FPS and aiming down the sights of a sniper rifle? Oof. When they're close up, oof, good luck.
Yeah, conversion beamers are fun.
Okay.
And essential when they bring out the Super Dreadnought.
Yeah. Which one? Is that the one with the tall legs and the forearm backpack? Or is that the one with the small legs and the tall arm and the forearm backpack?
It's the one with all the new stuff. So the tall legs, the forearms, and
I think that giving the forearms to the small-legged one looks really awkward and silly.
Quite funny, though, to be fair. Yeah.
So dinky and so cute.
Yeah. I always love the Chaos Dreadnought from Space Crusade, because it's designed that they've never tried to bring back. And it's a shame, because it's just so fun. But then it's clearly... You'd think if they, in the Dark Mechanicum at least, they'd have them as like Chaos
I'm surprised
robots.
they didn't use these initially for like Eldar Dreadnoughts, because it's got that kind of smooth front face to it.
Yeah.
And it's got the backwards chicken legs, which some Eldar things went to have, but they went for the Wraith Lord design instead. But yeah, it's a really good design anyway, so I can't complain too much. But it is kind of a shame that that Dreadnought's never been used again, because it is nice, and it is like... For a painter, it's got that, like, because there's no detail on that big swooping back design, it's like dying for like freehanders to do stuff with.
Yeah, and you can find people online who've done some stunning
they're
work.
Cocksuckers, they are fuckers.
I know.
Bastards.
Doesn't it hate when
I do. I want to brain bug them. You know, where he gets the brain bug thing and sticks it in his brain, and sucks out his juicy bits. I want to do that. I'd do that to Duncan. I'd suck off Duncan. For me, Duncan.
Is that video playing?
Is your video playing? Yes.
Yeah, Gruff's come back. He's back again. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you froze when I told a joke about the conversion beam, and you had the most disappointed look on your face ever. Oh, no, it's a funny joke.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you guys know where the only time Orchestra has reappeared?
Where?
Go on.
Epic.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it did.
Yep.
Yeah.
It turned up in the original version of Epic, and you had them in threes, I think it was.
Yeah, because you had them and the Chaos Androids.
Yes.
Hang on, Chaos Androids were in Epic as well?
Yeah, in that first edition of Epic, they were made by the Chaos.
Oh, wait, like... Sorry, whenever someone saes Epic, I always think about my version of Epic, which was the last version of Epic.
Right, no.
No, this is Space Marine.
Yeah, Space Marine Epic, Legio Titanicus. Yeah, that's why I get confused.
Epic gets real weird real quick after like.
So is my version of Epic meant to be said as Epic 40,000, and the previous Epic is just Epic? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try and remember that.
That is
okay.
That is correct.
Is yours one for little A5 booklets?
The one that I have in my mind is the one where the box game has the I can't remember his name. Famous dude who does all the artwork for Warhammer that everybody loves. John Blanche. Yeah, it's got the John Blanche artwork on the front of the box. That one.
Yeah, that's the one with the A5 rulebooks. Because then they did Epic Armageddon, which is where the game just died. Even though it had the best looking dreadnought.
Is that the expansion for it?
Titan, rather. No, it's a separate release. Because, Epic got real weird towards the end of its life. Because what the game had been, which was Adeptus Titanicus, Space Marine Epic, then Epic Titan Legions, I think, which gave you the Imperator and the Mega Gargant. And then it became Epic 40,000. And then it became Epic Armageddon, which stripped things back entirely to just Marines, Orcs, and Guard. And then an expansion book that gave us Eldar. And then it died, even though Forge World did quite a bit of stuff for it, in fairness. But, yeah.
Space Marine was always the best version of the game. Because it wasn't bogged down with overly complicated rules.
I always loved how that version of the game you built armies, because you had formation cards, company, and the cards told you what was on each company, and they worked. It's the guard player in me. I like having stuff. It's why I always enjoyed playing guards as proper platoons and whatnot. I enjoyed that system, and Epic kind of is what first did that. So at a much tinier scale.
Speaking of Epic, does anyone else find it weird that in the missions book you've got the artwork from one of the Epic games?
Which one?
In there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So in the mission book, the page 3, I think it is, the Age of Strife. Yeah. You have a actual piece of work that was commissioned for Epic for Space Marine, just sitting there. It's really
Page what?
weird.
Sorry.
Page 2.
Oh yeah.
The Age of Strife.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. It's that's weird that they've got a big old Titan when they're not in this game.
And that bloody gunship, which I always wanted, because I could never work out in my head how it was actually flying, or how it was designed, because it didn't look right.
Oh, they've got the silly jet speeder as well, or land speed. Man, the art's so wonky here, like the little bike. I really like it.
Yeah.
I like this slightly wonky, unproportioned, slightly messy stuff.
Yeah, done with you. I mean, one of my favourite bits of artwork in this entire game is in the mission book, and it is page 9 between missions, and it's just two Marines talking, and I don't know what it is, but there's something about it. On one hand, it looks like he's trying to shoot the other Marine, but forgot to bring his gun with him. But there's also the cross-hatching and everything on it that just... That to me is 40k.
Yeah, the angry mouth grill on the Space Marine helmet's a little further out than I think it should be. It's almost like beaky helmet design, but it's not.
Wait, isn't everyone holding a medal?
Yes.
I think that's what it's meant to be, yes.
Yes.
Giving him a medal. I was like, there you go, have your medal. This is not a purity seal, brother. I have a medal. It's you took part.
It's also weird as fuck that none of them have power packs on. Seeing the Space Marine without a power pack, it's weird because it kind of breaks the silhouette.
It makes it look completely wrong, doesn't it? The other thing about the art, which I really like about this, is the Geiger-esque sort of cover.
The border.
Yeah, the borders go around the box and the box and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
borders,
so
GW, borders in your material. I think we've talked about this before. It's always nice to have.
Yes.
It's a small thing, but it adds a little flair to it, I think.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. Also, you should fire everybody you've got as artists and go back to these type of guys because, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, again, nothing's done digitally here. It's all pen to paper kind of deal, and then pen to printer, obviously.
Yeah, I love how these mission maps are laid out, though. They're great. And the fact that even at this point, you do have a couple of missions which are just the boards laid out in a line.
Ooh, I love the Close Assault Blades combat card where it's just a bolter with a bayonet on the end, and the card art is he's stabbing an orc through the chest, and the orc's like, ugh. It's really, it's not the goriest, but it's just kind of mean. You could shoot him, but it's like, nah, I'm going to just stab you. Don't care.
Oh, my gun has bullets. It also has a knife. Damn.
And the fact that it even has a campaign system, I've forgotten that. So you can all the players can rank up and gain benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's good. Although it allows me that the alien player is shows the alien player, and it's like, you're a follower of chaos. It's like, wait, what?
Am I?
Not with these orcs, I'm not.
Were the orcs meant to... why were the orcs there? Were they just meant to be there randomly, or were they conscripted into chaos? Because that could be a thing back in Rogue Trader Day, right?
I think they were just supposed to be random orcs that were on the hull. That's the idea of the Space Hulk. Orcs bored them, laughed. Basically, it's most of the time how they travel between stars.
I wondered if there was an older, randomer reason for it, as sometimes there is with Rogue Trader lore. Because, I mean, it's weird that you only get 3 Gene Stealers. Like, just 3. That's it.
I mean, in fairness, the Gene Stealers were quite nasty.
Which makes sense. I mean, then nasty in Space Hulk against Terminators. I can't imagine how rough it would be for just standard Marines. Well, I say that. You die in, like, one shot from a... what was it in Space Hulk? 2 shots? 2 hits?
You could die in 2 hits from a GC in Space Hulk.
So I guess the only way it could be worse is if you die in 1 hit. Here's a question. Since Space Crusade is basically a prototype kind of introduction version of Space Hulk, is Space Crusade better? Because it looks like it's a better game, and I imagine the first mission is not as fucking horrendous as the first mission of Space Hulk.
I was going to say, it's not as unforgiving
Space
as Space Hulk.
I don't find to be a very fun game unless you're the Gene Stealer and just want to win.
Yeah, I mean, Space Hulk can also depend on, are you playing a version that has the timer?
Which versions are that?
Yeah. Which really is how you should play Space
Hulk. The first one. Okay, was it after the first one?
And second, I think. I think they put the timer.
I must never have used it.
But it was an option.
I probably never used it.
It was optional, and then they just removed it. But it is the idea that it's how it actually translated really well to the various Space Hulk video games of the 90s. Because as you played, you built up your command points, which is when you paused, the game didn't pause. You started spending your command point.
Did it make the Sonic drowning sound?
No, but it did. You did have to pay attention to it, though, because more than one occasion people went dead because they were trying to issue all these orders and they ran out of time. And same thing in the tabletop game. Once your turn came, the Space Marine player only had the amount of time and gave timer. I think the Gene Stealer player had all the time they wanted.
Oh, that's not fair, because the Gene Stealer has all the advantages anyway, and you're giving them even more advantage.
Yes, and it's only like, I think, 2 minutes on the egg timer, maybe less.
Yes, yeah. I definitely feel that Space Hulk needed a little bit more balancing. And would you say that was the case with Space Crusade? Did it have a better balance than Space Hulk?
Space Crusade is more balanced, but then it's a different game to Space Hulk. Space Hulk is a survival game. It is how far can you get to survive.
Mission 1.
Well, Space Crusade is, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Space Crusade is, here's the game, the narrative, and what
Would you say it's like a dungeon
Yeah.
crawler adventure just in space?
It is, yeah.
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 It is. It's a dungeon crawler adventure in space.
Yeah. I mean, it's as
Going
you said,
to the one place capitalism cannot follow.
space. It's nowhere near as it is more complex than Heroquest, but it is way more forgiving than Space Hulk. And honestly, I really don't know if I'd be in the hobby like I am if it wasn't for this
Was
game.
it the best MB game?
I mean,
Warhammer crossover.
No.
What was the best one?
I'm still going to say Heroquest. Still say Heroquest was better.
I do think Heroquest was an important stepping stone as well, because that kind of primed
it was the first one,
Although,
right?
in fairness, Heroquest... Yeah, I mean, Heroquest also helped that when I learned that one of the wizards is actually the wizard from Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I'm sure I read it. One of the wizards from the Four Sorcerers expansion is supposed to be the dude from Warlock of Firetop Mountain, Fighting Fantasy.
So why do you think Space Crusade didn't do as well as Heroquest then?
That's a good question. I think, in a lot of ways, it's easier to sell a barbarian hits a monster in a dungeon.
Yeah.
Than it is.
It's a more universal concept.
Are you saying at that point
Space Crusade...
fantasy was more popular, at least in the board game setting, than sci-fi was? Because that's obviously not the case now. Sci-fi is the big pusher these days.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think in a lot of ways, yes. Because
That's interesting.
I do think, though, this vote did prime a lot of people for when 2nd edition 40k hit.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because that box, if you've been playing Space Hulk and then you saw that box turn up on the shelves, that's like manna from heaven, because you have more orcs, more Space Marines, and they looked better in a lot of ways than the ones you got in Space Hulk. So yeah, I could see that real easy being. Although yeah, it didn't do as well as Heroquest. I think Heroquest had a slightly. Did it release slightly earlier than Space Hulk? Space Crusade, rather?
Heroquest.
Yeah, Heroquest was 89.
That was the first one, then this one.
Space Crusade was 1990.
Yeah, so I had a little bit longer on the shelf. A barbarian dungeon crawler, that honestly, that's actually a real easy sell for people. You know, a box like Space Crusade, which one, I think it was more expensive than Heroquest because you had the plastic control panels, you had a lot more in terms of cardboard. You had all the miniatures were, in some cases, a step up. I wouldn't say they were better than Heroquest from a projector point of view, but if you were a kid, they seemed like a more exciting prospect because you had more stuff going on. And yeah, but I can understand why it would have been a bit trickier to sell.
Do you think Heroquest had the benefit of like still running after the fame of Conan the Barbarian? Do you think the hype from that movie was still kind of running around as well?
100%.
Because Space Marine didn't have that.
I mean,
Space Crusade didn't have like the sci-fi equivalent really. Like what did you Star Wars? That's not going to translate to the only movie that I could think that would kind of combine with Space Crusade is maybe Starship Troopers, and that was many years later, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, Aliens.
Oh
is
yeah,
the obvious inspiration,
that
it's,
one too.
But the crossover of people who have seen Aliens and wanted to buy Space Crusade is probably not at that point an obvious one. Especially given when they both released, to be fair. And the thing is, Barbarian movies were still they were a decent little B movie, even C movie genre in the 80s, for almost the entirety of the 80s, in fairness.
Yeah.
Well, Conan did so well, didn't
I
it?
was trying to find out
That was probably the case.
the first. Well, even Conan the Destroyer did incredibly well for itself.
Yeah.
You know, that film made a lot of money. It was ridiculous. So, whilst we've been talking, I've been trying to find out some information on David Skew, the guy who drew the second Space Crusade box, because it was a challenge. So my brain will go, well, let's find out. And I have found him.
I've got his webpage up.
Yep, I found his webpage now. He did Crystal
Oh, what did
Maze.
he do for Crystal Maze? Hang on, no, you can't rush through that.
He did the box art for the Crystal Maze.
Oh, there was a board game for Crystal Maze.
That was a fun board game, to be fair.
But what blew my mind is he was also the artist for Royal the Rovers.
I don't know what that is.
Newspaper syndicated.
Oh, okay.
And
Now I
Score,
think about
which
it.
was
Actually, I'm looking at it. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did Royal Rovers, did Dora many years later. Only the stuff they put up for Scorer, I'm going to sit here and say that it looks very Greatlandish.
Yeah.
I'll let you.
That's a fair comment to make.
Yep. Not going to get any further than that. And he's also done a lot of work for the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, doing cutaway art and stuff.
Interesting.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So there, David Skew. I have found information on him. Now I am.
What's the creator of
did-
Space Crusade done more recently?
Stephen Baker. He runs his own company now. He worked for Hasbro for a bit. What else? He's a freelancer and consulting company of some description.
For board games?
Lives.
Oh.
I'm not sure. The company's called Stephen Baker Design LLC. So I'm going to guess something along those lines.
I'm imagining this. Yeah. A pretty good niche to find something for his experience. So fair play to him.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy's done tons. Right. Outside of Battle Masters, we've got Battle Monsters, which came out this
Battle
year.
Monsters.
Godzilla, the Monsterverse.
Oh yeah.
So, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, Kong vs. Mechagodzilla, Mothra, all those type of things. He also did Crossbows and Catapults, Dragonlance Warriors of Britain. He worked on the new version of Heroquest as well, and those sorts of things. Not everything's a winner. He worked on Heroescape. He worked on Axis and Allies. The guy's worked on a lot.
Yeah. I mean, Axis and Allies is arguably an even bigger name to swan you see than Heroquest. But everything else, to be fair, because that game, that's had some legs about one.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And the fact he was the main designer for Heroescape, good on him. Heroescape was tons of fun.
Absolutely.
So in terms of expansions, how do you think they did adding to the Space Crusade experience?
Mission Dreadnought was amazing.
Yes.
Just because it opened up... that big thing that you're scared of. Oh, here's an even bigger, scarier version. It will kick the living shit out of you, and you will thank it on the way out.
Yeah. It was... clenchy buttocks time when that thing showed up. It was not a pleasant experience.
Was the addition of the sentry turrets game-changing as well, would you say? Sentry guns?
Yeah. Oh, the tarantulas. Yeah, they were great. They were great fun. I love those tarantulas. Just the little control panel stuck in the marine, and then you plugged them into the tarantula and just set them up somewhere to lazz away. It was great.
Kaboom, 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 kaboom.
Yeah. What about Eldar Attack then?
I think Eldar Attack did some really cool thing by adding the Eldar in. You knocked it up from 2 to 4 players to 2 to 5 players. So you could have 5 separate people around the table playing a game of Space Crusade, which it doesn't sound like much of a difference going from 4 to 5. But in real terms, that's a massive change in how you play the game.
Yeah, and they did play in a really different way to the Marines and
Oh, yeah.
the Alien faction. They were a really fun addition, I felt, whenever we got it. We didn't get out that often because that was towards the end of when I could really find people to play it with regularly. But it was a fun expansion. And just for expanding out my knowledge of the world as well. It was like, who are the Eldar? Oh, interesting. They have shuriken weapons. And, oh, that's tasty.
I think they just had las guns.
No, they have the shurikens.
Elder attack. So they have the shurikens. Wow.
Yeah. They had las cannons, though. Which is quite funny.
Do you know what Elder Attack didn't have the mission Dreadnought had though? The Dreadnought
No, it
Factory.
didn't. No.
True.
No, which was the a mission where you could keep making Dreadnoughts happen every turn.
Yeah, that was fun.
Which gives you the idea that the Dreadnoughts do not have anything organic in them. They're just...
Yeah, I mean, it kind of worked quite nicely alongside the Chaos Android idea, in fairness. But these are... I mean, nowadays, if they brought those ideas back, it would clearly be these are some remnants of the dark age of technology, Men of Iron, or something.
100%.
Some factory that's cranking out warped versions of Men of Iron for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Or they just do it as Necrons and say it's a tomb ship or something like that, I suppose.
I mean,
No, not allowed. Not allowed. It has to be the Chaos Squats made them, and they made these big robots, and these big robots are kicking the shit out of the Space Marines. Eat that, Gilliman.
You know what they missed a trick on? They didn't do the Jokero attack set. The Banana Factory.
Well, one of the questions I was going to ask you guys is, if there had been a third expansion, what would you want that expansion to be?
The easiest answer would be Orcs, right? Like a proper Orc expansion to flesh them out.
Yeah, free booters. Yeah. That would have been an obvious way to sneak it. I could potentially have seen them adding in a Guard expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I tried to work out rules for using Guard, and it was horrifying because they just died far too easily.
Well, I guess you balance it out by just having fucking loads of them, just like in the tabletop.
Yeah.
So you have a squad of 5 Space Marines. So instead you have like 20 Guards.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how you have to do it. Just a platoon of Guardsmen show up.
Yeah, it reduces the amount of players you can...
Yeah, just because it comes to a point where you can't fit any more mods on the board because you've got too many.
Space Crusade, the meat grinder expansion.
That would actually be like a good... instead of playing the Guard, you have the Guard as like an enemy faction. They would be a good like enemy faction. So if you were playing as the Eldar, you could mow down hundreds of Imperial Guard instead. That would work quite well, I think.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
I mean,
was always annoyed that there was never a squat expansion.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah. And this is something when squats were still quite a big thing, so that did surprise me as well, to people who didn't get squats.
They're little Vikings.
Something with more Chaos Marines in. Nowadays, that would be an obvious one.
Like just something again to flesh out the Chaos Space Marines to maybe make them a playable faction, like proper one.
Give it a real hard mode where you swap out a lot of the lower level, the Grots and the Orcs for just lots of Chaos Space Marines instead.
Well, I was thinking of maybe just like with that game, you change the system so you make it maybe a 5v5 or something like that. So there's a Space Marine player, there's a Chaos player, and then there's an Eldar player, and the Chaos player doesn't have blips. It's just a proper standard. Or maybe you have the blips as like a random side faction as well.
So it becomes a proper PvP game rather than PvE. Yeah,
that could be interesting.
Yeah, give the Chaos player their own dashboard like the other players have.
The Chaos
maybe have an AI deck for like the Chaos Androids and the Gene Stealers and stuff.
The Gretchens and the Orcs and stuff. They've come to the Space Hulk trying to find, I don't know, chaotic things or maybe more Gene Seed or something like that. You could have some nonsense lore for them to do their reasons.
Yeah. That could be,
For a tile set, you could have maybe like the Chaos Shrine. It's just a little shrine area where they have to get to and do a ritual for at the end, and the other players have to stop them. Something like that could be neat.
It would be cool to have an expansion that was you had Chaos Space Marines from each Chaos chapter.
Power, so you're saying like change it so it's a Khorne, a Nurgle, and a Slanesh and Tzeentch player all fighting out.
Yeah. Oh, that could be fun. Oh, that's
I like that because then you could effectively just have the exact same models again and again, but you paint them differently, and you could reuse the what do you call it? The little board thing where you have your Ultramarine token, your Imperial Fist. What's that called? A big plastic thing.
It's just called the control panel.
You could just reuse that and you swap out the bits of card on the top for the Chaos ones. That'd be really cool, actually. That'd be a fairly big mansion.
Yeah.
Something like that would have been really nice and would have given it another couple of years.
You could have plopped out a rule set so you could combine Space Crusade with Space Hulk of that time period, so you could combine the boards. That could be quite interesting as well.
True, yeah.
Because the Space Crusade one is like the inner part, and then the Space Hulk stuff is like adjoining corridors and stuff. That could be quite interesting as well.
Well, I mean, that was one of the things that was one of the things I really liked about what got me into Games Workshop for the first time, because I found out I could take Terminators with lightning claws and thunder hammers and cyclone missile launchers. Yes, please. And they gave you all the stuff in White Dwarf to do it. So you could take photocopies and whatever and stick them on cardboard. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I can't believe that they never combined Space Crusade and Space Hulk in.
Because the board designs are the same, really, aren't they? They're both like that light grey kind of look.
Yeah, they're not a million miles away. Yeah.
Oh, lovingly done in pencil.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
I'll tell you one thing I've been taken by reading through the rule books and whatnot for this. The actual pages of lore, they're short, but they're really efficient.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
They get across concepts that are still pretty core to the setting to this day.
And they don't dumb them down either, which is quite nice. They're, like you say, simplistic, but they get to the point.
Yeah, I mean, the Eldar is not even half a page, and it hits all the major notes, including the Slaanesh devastation. That's like, Jesus Christ. Knowing what we know now, that's like, okay. But yeah, it's some real efficient lore dumping. I kind of dig that, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the fun thing about these MB games is they weren't a half-assed cash-in. People worked. People went out their way to get this to actually happen. Oh man, the Psychic Screen card that you get with Elder Attack.
Mine is still wrapped, so I can't look at it. I need to unwrap those cards.
And the Force Wall Generator. They were fun ideas. It was things like that that helped make the Eldar play so differently to the Marines and the Alien faction.
Couldn't take anywhere near as much damage, but they had lots of fun little tricks they could pull out.
Yeah, and you get more of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the Exarch could just be an absolute blender if given half a chance. This is cool. This is some real nostalgia.
Definitely something we're missing from current GW, I feel. This little style of game.
Yeah. No, I think so. But the question is, who do you go to?
Well,
because Games Workshop make this themselves.
In theory, they should, because there's no reason why they can't do one-off board games. But would GW of today? No. I think it's because...
Which is strange, because they were doing it up until 6 years ago.
Yeah. And I mean, they are putting out... at the start of this, they have been doing board games through Barnes & Noble and Target and places, mainly stateside, but they do get released internationally as well. And some of them, I mean, I've actually read some incredibly glowing things about the Dark Tide board game. And given that, because it is basically a stripped back version of how Blackstone Fortress plays, they literally translate the mechanics over that way. And you just think, well, that works, and if it was more available. But the retail market has changed so much for how these things are distributed nowadays. There's nowhere really you could. GW have kind of been their own victims of their own success in a lot of ways, in that really the only place they could probably sell it consistently would be in their own stores. Because, I mean, Waterstones, everyone I've been into recently has been a bit of a shadow of where they were, even though they do now have more board games overall than they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Most Waterstones are not the presence on the high street they once were in terms of space they take. There's no Woolies. Argos, most of those have moved out of town to, or even into Sainsbury's locations. Index and Little Woods are defunct. I mean, Smith's and the Entertainer, they do carry board games, and some of them are the ones that you'd expect aimed at a more adult audience, but they're not that sort of board game. Really, it's Warhammer shops or gaming stores, and gaming stores probably wouldn't take a chance on those because a lot of them wouldn't necessarily be selling to people who would come back and replay them.
True.
So it's because a lot of them those board games are designed nowadays to be one and done as well.
That sounds an expensive board game. You have to play it once and then never play it again.
No, I mean that you don't need anything else.
Oh.
You don't. There's no expansions for. I mean, the only one they did that with was the one that used the first range of Space Marine Heroes minis. They did release 2 expansion sets for it in the States, but that just gave you alternate characters to use. But it gave you the rest. It gave you the rest of the minis from the Space Marine Heroes wave.
Well, I mean, that idea of the one and done is what Space Crusade is. It's just that you can get the upgrades if you want to, right?
Yeah. But Space Crusade is also. I mean, we've seen there's so many missions in the core booklet. It's quite a wealth of material to be playing with. Most of these other games they don't have as much longevity built into them. They're more designed to put the brand on the shelf.
Oh, you're talking about GW stuff, right? Or are you talking about just board games in general?
I'm talking about the GW.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
As a rule,
yeah.
So they're kind of designed to fill a corporate mandated space.
I don't think GW should be doing that style of game. If you're going to be putting a game like Space Crusade in a game store, it would need to be more like a proper board game that would go into a proper board game store rather than a half-ass kind of throwaway kind of game, which is what the Barnes & Noble books kind of are.
But who would they partner with? I mean,
they wouldn't have to partner with anyone, to be fair. They did used to partner with Fantasy Flight before Fantasy Flight killed themselves.
Yeah.
You laugh because you know it's true.
I mean, that's... Oh, absolutely.
Killed themselves, Asmodee stuck the knife in, same diff.
Yeah, they killed themselves. They decided they wanted to just keep releasing expansion packs. Oh, we'll restart the living card game again and do more expansion packs. Oh, we'll restart it again. Start all over again. They killed themselves.
Yeah. They made a bad choice.
So you just need to find who's the next, Fantasy Flight in the board gaming world. And you could go through that way, I suppose. Or you could just crowdfund it. You put it on a crowdfund to see if people are interested to have that style of game. There's no reason why GW couldn't do that.
Well, I mean,
just to gauge interest at the very least.
I don't understand why Games Workshop has never capitalized on Heroquest. You know, the new Hasbro version of Heroquest.
Yeah.
Why are they not...
It did well, right?
Stuff that they... Oh, it's done very well.
Yeah.
It's still going. There's still expansions going now.
Yeah. I've been quite surprised every time I've watched a Hasbro stream and they said, oh, by the way, here's a new Heroquest product. I'm like, new Heroquest product still? Jesus.
Yeah. It does insane numbers. You know, it's done incredibly well for itself. And I don't understand why, something like... I understand why Warhammer Quest isn't getting re-released, because the sheer amount of plastic you get in that is going to be... It's going to be so expensive, it's not really going to be worth doing. However, why they're not pulling something like a new version of Space Crusade but calling it something different, I don't understand.
Yeah, that is interesting to ponder why they're not doing that game. Especially given how successful Space Marine 2 and the Secret Level episode were in getting people's eyes on the franchise.
Is the cynical answer because they just want people not to buy single one-off board games and they want them just to get into Warhammer 40k? And just get into the cycle of buy a new codex / rulebook every 4 years and keep buying like either new mini characters or just adding constantly to your new army kind of thing.
I'd not be surprised if they had run the numbers and figured that was a more sensible approach to take. To be fair, if you told me that, I'd happily believe it. Yeah. Shame, really, because
it is.
Yes, GW used to be a games company, now it's a business.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a load of conversations you can have. How does a business stay successful in the modern 2020s? Yeah, but I don't think this is the time to get into that. That's an entire episode all to itself. So I think this is probably a decent time to start dismounting the horse and.
I can ask one more question on Space Crusade. What's the best advert that MB did?
Battlemasters did have the little goblin dude.
Space Crusade had a Tyranid and really two wonky Space Marine outfits and a Gene Stealer.
Yep.
It's a pretty good advert. There isn't a broadsword. They attempt to do broadsword, but with the Dreadnought, and it's not as good. Like, it's not the same as broadsword.
No, broadsword. And the amazing Fire of Wrath. Kid loves what he's doing.
Yeah, probably here.
I think the better advert is Space Crusade because there's just more to it. Like there's more. There's way more. There's more costumes. There's an extra puppet. You've got the CG spaceship on twice, and you've got the fun. But don't get me wrong. I think the Heroquest set that they're playing in is really cool and reminds me of Nightmare set. So that's always a cool thing. But there's not nearly as much going on in it as the Space Crusade one.
No. And the Space Crusade ship does look like it's come straight out of Nemesis.
Yes, it doesn't look like a Warhammer ship at all.
Yeah. No. It's cool as hell, but it's not a Warhammer ship. Definitely not. Yeah. No, I'm going to Heroquest.
Are you going to Heroquest for nostalgia, though?
No, I think it's actually a better made advert. I agree with you. It's not... The Space Crusade one has more things going on in it, but I don't think it gets across the game as
that's fair.
Yeah. I think I'd say the same, to be fair, yeah.
And Battlemasters is the third in that list, but it does have the Goblin.
Yeah, the problem with the Battlemasters one is it doesn't give you a real good example of how big that playmat is and unwieldy it is.
Nope, it tells you nothing. The Battlemasters advert tells you nothing other than...
I heard that they were going to do a Warhammer 40k version of Battlemasters. That was on the cards. But they were going to get... they were apparently going to get rid of the player mat, and they were going to make it into tile system instead, or a card system. Okay. I learned about it from... it was one of the I'll need to send you the channel because I can't remember the name of it, but I'll send you the channel.
I'm trying to imagine how many tiles you'd need to lay out to look up to a battle.
Well, I don't think they were aiming for 6 foot. I think they were doing for like a normal size tile. I'm pretty sure the guy said.
Yeah, that would have been too big.
Yeah.
I can't find anything on that.
I'll send you the link to the dude.
It's a shame that never happened because it would have been fun to see the Space Crusade universe expanded out a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Space Crusade and Heroquest, I always see as being alternate reality versions of Fantasy Battle and
Well,
40K.
they're at least they're in that nebulous realm of Rogue Trader, which is a weird, like, separate universe in itself, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
Space Crusade and Rogue Trader can be its own little universe over here, and I like that. Heroquest and 3rd edition Fantasy Battle are its own little universe here, and that's really cool. And I'd like to just be able to find ways to revisit them every now and
I'd be
again.
down.
Yeah, I can understand that. That'd be cool.
And if anybody would like to play Space Crusade, the Amiga game, it's embedded on the Fluffenhammer site, fluffenhammer.com. I've also got Space Crusade, the Space Crusade, the SNES introduction, which is, I painstakingly, for some reason I don't quite understand, decided to recreate Space Crusade as a SNES Mega Drive game, which it's just an animated video done like a SNES or Mega Drive cutscene. I don't know why I did it, but I
That
did.
just makes me remember.
Yes.
That just makes me remember the pictures that got shown off in an old issue of, was it Mega magazine? With a 40k aspect warrior game where you could play as a swooping hawk or a striking scorpion or a dark
Yeah,
weaver.
that's neat.
Yep.
Isometric 3D, and then nothing else. And the game disappeared.
What was the magazine? Had. So there's a game magazine out there. I'm sure it was PC Gamer. And when Space Crusade came out, they did a Space Crusade cover.
That would not surprise me. They do love a 40k themed cover over a PC Gamer.
And it is majestic in just how wrong it is.
What do you mean wrong?
Well, all of the Marines are basically power armored versions of the Alien.
Oh,
By which I mean Vasquez is in there, Drake's in
Huh.
there.
Oh dear.
I can't quite remember which magazine it was that did
thankfully that was the only
Well, it might
time
be.
that 40k was referencing a movie. Ho ho ho.
it. Nah, I can't find it, unfortunately. There's a really cool one on the front of Amstrad magazine, which I will stick in the chat for you guys to see.
I'll have to look at it after stream.
Yeah. But I cannot find the PC version.
No!
Oh well.
PC
Not
Gamer.
Unless it was Amiga Power.
Amiga Power.
Anyhow, what we'll do is we will start drawing this to a close, I think. David, where can people find you if they so wish to hunt you down and wear your skin like a brand new 3-piece suit?
Oh, I don't hide. I'm everywhere as David Kelly on all the social medias because I fear no one. I'd use this picture from yourself or a picture of Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Fluffenhammer is one of the few pictures of me as me
Yes.
from there.
Yes, it's on the main site on the first page.
Yes, I got a warm glow inside the first time I saw that. It's like, oh. I'm a contributor to UKAnime.net from time to time. And otherwise, I do the shows we chatted about at the start of the broadcast.
Yes. Andy, where can people find you if did it to create? I found it was on the front of Commodore magazine.
Yay!
Oh yeah, I'm a fucking winner, mate.
Everyone's a winner, baby.
Oh,
That's the
man.
truth. Just for you.
Yeah,
do,
I
set
just
free.
realised I remembered it wrong, and it's Harrison Ford and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, okay. It's Space Marines. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Only the Harrison Ford Space Marine looks a bit like he's wandered in from Galaxy Rangers.
I kind of want to know what this artist had been imbibing beforehand, because hot damn.
It's good, isn't it? I will stick them on the...
Oh, that one as well. Sorry, I was looking at the first picture you posted, and then I saw the Commodore one.
Yeah.
That Commodore one's actually not bad, to be fair. It's just not a 40k cup.
No, it's not 40k at all. Cool as hell, though. So, Andy, where can people find you? Some kind of mystery machine in order to bring you forth and take you on a
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decayed Andy. I'm on the Moonbase 2 podcast as well, which I stream in Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast, YouTube, Twitch, and... Well, not Twitch, YouTube, and just type it into Google, you'll find it, innit? Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast. I live stream on a Sunday with it. Otherwise, it's most of the week I'm streaming. Sunday.
As for myself, you can find all the Fluffenhammer stuff. You just search for the Fluffenhammer. Come join us on Patreon. You get get so much. Good God, where do I even begin? You get the deep dives where me and David and sometimes Andy get right into the idea of discovering an old article from the publication history of our hobby and proceeding to kind of talk about it, possibly, maybe. You would also get a Sunday Musings up to 4 months early, where every week I give myself 90 minutes to write an article, and it'll be connected to the hobby in some way, and then I'll put it out. And that's it. It has to be done in 90 minutes. If it's not done in 90 minutes, the unfinished one goes out, and I die of embarrassment. So I have to do it in 90 minutes. It's been a really interesting way of writing, to be honest with you.
Do you do that? Like needing the toilet so that you have to get it done in that amount of time, otherwise you shit your pants?
If I've got 90 minutes free, I will sit and I will write, and nothing will come close. I might make a coffee first or something like that, and sit and just get it written. Because I know that if I try and do it in peace, like half an hour here, half an hour there, it'll never get done.
I get you.
So it's going to be all done at once, no matter what else. The child could be on fire, and I'm still writing.
Fair.
And
they're normally pretty entertaining reads as well, in all honesty.
Thank you. I enjoy writing them. I think, unfortunately, I've peaked now with the Ian Watson article. I don't think I'll ever be able to get better than that. That's the best I've ever done. Although this week's was the Chapter House court case.
Yeah.
Like my examination of what actually happened in that, which is, it didn't go the way you all think it did. I'll tell you that much.
It's kind of fascinating to look back on it as well, given how long ago that was, in fairness.
Oh, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago now. And people still talk about it as if it's modern. No.
Yeah.
I also did a big article about the truth of the Warcraft was originally a Warhammer game. So go read the article and you'll find out what the truth is.
Aha.
I'm not going to tell you. Go read the article. I'm not your mum.
It might be.
So yeah, all that stuff comes out as well on the fluffenhammer.com. Personally, I have 2 books out. Pig Iron is a art book stroke short story book stroke game of find the pig stroke love letter to the very act of creating things. And the second book is Under Desolate Skies, which is my horror skirmish game. I'm currently deep into the weeds now for my third book, which is a RPG horror game where you play as an undead person trying to re-find their humanity and memories. Because I don't do things easy.
No.
You really don't, do you?
No, and whilst I'm doing that, I'm also rewriting for Understars Desolate for a second edition, because people who played the game, stuff's turned up, so need to fix them. So I'm writing a second edition of that, which will come out at some point next year.
I mean, most folks would just settle for doing an FAQ.
Yeah, no.
You know, Gruff. He doesn't do that sort of thing.
Or an errata document?
No, I'm rewriting the rule set from ground up. And yeah, that's all the stuff I can talk about right now. Other things are in the fire for stuff that I'm working on. So that's all of us, and the only thing left to say then is thank you very much, you guys at home, for listening, if indeed you still are. Good night.
Bye-bye. Press the stop button.